Hey everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. There was a slight update today with the military or the Watchtower. I'm going to go through it with you and then also want to talk about Chalons and All-Stars. What's more important for your alliance? So Watchtower, if we go into here, you can see alert settings at the bottom. I wonder who's going to take credit for this update and say that they brought this to you. Now let's look, alert settings. So you can... So alert settings, you can basically say, you know what? Unless a K40 is scouting me, I don't want to know about it. So you could click that and only a 40 and above will turn you red. So if you're not worried about like a K10, put it down. 11s, anything 10 and under, I don't care. But you should always want to know if you're being alerted. I think this would only... matter maybe in Battlefield. So Monarch. So now you can also say, oh, we got a little red Wi-Fi there. Is this glitching out? I did update the game. Evony. I know this was on the back burner for Coinstrike, but lags are an issue, and that is a lag, even though it's not in Battlefield. So Monarch level. So let's say 40 and troop power. Can I write 5 billion here, or do I have to go all the way like that? Yeah, okay. I wish they would make that a little easier to read. I don't know how many zeros I put. And then rally. But you know what, Evony? You kind of dropped the ball with this. The only thing people want to turn off is Knights Hall. That's it. I don't want the Knights Hall red symbol. Everything else I actually want to know about PvP. So hopefully that is something that, let's see, is it here? No, it doesn't come up in event either. So now I want to look at Chalons versus All-Stars. So let's look at Chalons. This is my alliance's first time being in the top 64 in years. So exciting for us. Let's look at Battlefield rewards. So total ranking rewards. This is what you have to look at, right? So first place, top 15 cities on that in that alliance will get a red sub. Top 10 for those, 6 to 9. So what we have to look at now, we're in the top 64. So right now we're in this area. This is what we're all going to get. We're all going to get an epic subordinate city key and all this other stuff. Nice. Now if we get top 50, epic city optional chest. So you get to choose which one if you're in 35 to 50. So much better, right? You don't want to open a random Arab or Europe. You want to open up a Japan or Russia. That's pretty obvious what people want. And then you get a lot of other nice stuff down here too. Alliance Glory Castle, that's cool. But the real battle is going to come here. So top 26 to 34, top 1 in personal scores gets a red sub. So you want to finish in the top 34 if you're in the top 64. That's a goal, right? You definitely want to get that. And then if you can get into the top 25, 2 people get 1. Now, and then top 18 is 3. Now, after each round, so right now there's 1 round of Chalons, and you can go into the rewards here. And basically, all the first places are going to play next weekend. And then all the second places are going to play each other. All the third places are going to play each other. So all the fourth places are going to play, but there's not much on the line for them. The third places, only the top 2 are going to get 33rd and 34th place. And then in the top 2 battle, a couple of them are going to be battling for top 26 for that extra sub, right? Now, what my thinking is here is if you compare this to All-Stars, because you kind of have to pick where you're going to use your heals and work, how many people in your team are going to get into All-Stars and get into the second round to get a dragon? A dragon's better than a red sub. Absolutely. For sure it is. But is it going to be new players who are going to be getting a dragon, or is it going to be the same old people who have everything? In my alliance, we only have 2 players who consistently get into the dragon stage in All-Stars. And we have them all. Me and Lord Hooligo, we have all the dragons, and we have other players who are on the cusp, like they make Major League but don't make it. So that's a decision to make as an alliance, right? There's no right or wrong answer. But what you can say is you're in a guaranteed position right now where you have a chance for red subs. And then when people get red subs, they pass down gold PvP subs, or they give those red subs away if they don't need them. So lots of different angles to look at it. But there's also hidden angles too. Hey, we're recruiting right now. We're top 25 in the continent. It's much better than saying we're 58th, right? Those sort of things do matter. People see you in streams, etc. So things to think about as an alliance, plus just the general rewards are good as well. But the all-star rewards aren't announced either. That's another thing. No one knows if there's a new dragon or not. There probably won't be because they have that Elder Scroll. So I would assume for at least a year, they're probably not going to have a new dragon and just let everybody catch up who doesn't have those dragons yet. But another factor also is there's going to be another month or 5 weeks before All-Stars. So that's 5 more weeks of Pans and Cerberuses so you can rebuild your heal speed. And here is a little bit of our final round in Chalons, the matchup. Here's the heal speed. Have to circle. Sometimes we have people who don't speak English who get it. Even every alliance, we have those problems too, where a small player will go grab the hospital buff and we'll be looking at it and, dude, what are you doing? Now we can't rally it. Now we all have to send defense. But the bigger issue is then you have someone who you're like, oh, do they know what to select? Did they get personal heal and they're only 3 billion? That's a waste. We would much rather have one of our 50 billions get the personal heal. But either way, it worked out. But these are little mistakes you have to work through in the first rounds. And you hope you don't go through them in a key round, right? Because next round, going to be very, very important to try and get those buffs. And when you're facing the top 64 teams, which are generally going to be 64 teams that have 3 or 4 wins. I don't think there's any team in there that has 2 wins. These guys know how to play, and they're not going to make that mistake. And if they do, or if someone does, it's going to be taken advantage of, right? Everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, who took it early? We can launch and land with 3 seconds left. We like to land about 10 seconds left in the early rounds because glitches, we want to make sure. But in this, I don't know if we're strong enough against 4 teams to be able to hold it for 10 seconds against multiple defenses. So it's going to kind of be a battle of who can get it with the least amount of seconds and not glitch out and hope that they survive and get it and hope for a heal buff. But this round will be interesting. I've never been involved in this round before where I wasn't a heavy favorite. Being on Neff, they were always heavy favorites to advance through that round. But now it'll be a different story. We're going to be in a dogfight with... So anyways, let me know your thoughts on it. What's more important overall for an alliance, Chalons or All-Stars? And what do you think of the new military academy? Like, subscribe, leave a comment.